Hi there. This is a 5-month update on my surgery, on my ICL surgery, bilateral ICL. Sorry it's so late. My goodness, it's so late. Time flies. I've just been super busy and honestly really enjoying my new vision. So just hadn't had time to upload anything. And I know that you're probably curious because it is now March and I had my surgery done in the beginning of October. So it's been just about 5 months. And to be very honest with you, it has not been really that different since like the previous updates. So like the first few days were when you really see the change. And then after that, it's been about consistent. If I really think hard about it, I can see like maybe a little bit of glare. It may have improved, but it's so like minimal that I can't actually say whether it's improved or not. But either way, I do notice some glare. I have to point out it's more often in the nighttime, and even out of nighttime, I would say it's more with driving. I don't really have it while watching TV. I don't really have it uh, in the house so much. But when I am driving, I might see like the glare from lights. If you're driving like on a dark road and there's a car approaching you, you might see the lights more where it's a little bright, but it's nothing bothersome. I can live with it. It's not anything. It just might be a little bit more than it would have been before with my glasses or my contacts. And when it comes to long distance reading, I've noticed at night it's not as perfect as it is in the daytime. Whereas in the daytime, like you can really read everything, you can read the signs, and it's wonderful. Thank God. But at nighttime, I feel like there's a little bit more there where, you kind of have to, there has to be some good light. I would say the issue is the light. It's just not enough light. So I can see things, I can drive and all that, but sometimes you really kind of have to get close before you can see a street sign. And I think that might just be because of the light. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the ICL, because honestly, before I had a minor amount of astigmatism, so my contacts could not correct my vision to 20/20 either way. Like I was pretty much 20/20, but because of the astigmatism, I had difficulty reading street signs, and I could not see street signs until it was literally right there. Then I could see the street sign, what it said. So I just had to know my directions or know the landmarks. I couldn't really rely on street signs. So now it's still better than it was, given what you know about that. So like with no astigmatism now it's like there's just not enough light. I can't fully read the sign, but I mean, it's still so much better than I had before. I mean, I was at like a -11 prescription in both eyes. So it's pretty big. And most days now, I don't even think about it. I just get up, I go around, do my stuff. It's amazing. Occasionally I'll remember like where, you accidentally reach for your glasses and then I'm like, wow, I don't even have glasses anymore. So it's the biggest blessing. It's been the biggest blessing in my life. It's definitely the best money I've ever spent. And I recommend it highly for anybody who has like, you can't get LASIK and you just have such bad vision. Like you're dependent completely. I don't think I would recommend it for somebody who has decent vision because, if you can fix it with contacts, it's really not, you do get some glare. You do get a little bit. So if you're not used to that, and for me, like around 3 months is when I started noticing like it's not really changing anymore. So I don't know how it'll be in 1 year. I will try to do a 1 year update, but like at 5 months, it feels about the same. And like even right now, like I mean, I don't really see any glare and I don't really see any halos, nothing. I mean, okay, if I really look hard, I can, I'm squinting a bit, I can maybe see. I don't know how much of that is ICL or just, when you normally squint, you see halos. So it's really been great, but there is always a chance that you'll have some of that. If you get the surgery done, you might have more. So that's just something to consider. Like, is that going to drive you crazy? And I'll tell you, the biggest thing was when I went to the DMV to get my driver's license renewed, and there were these like tube lights all along the ceiling. That was the most concerning that was like a few months ago. So I had still, the surgery was still semi-recent, and I felt like there was a fog. Like the lights were kind of foggy, and I knew that that was just the ICL surgery side effect. I don't know how it would be now if I walked into the same DMV office, but I remember feeling slightly uncomfortable, like it's foggy. But it wasn't like something where, like, how often am I going to be in a situation where there's tube lights all over the ceiling, and like just not being able to wear glasses, being able to not wear glasses, no contacts, nothing at all. It's like so worth it. Just like a little bit of fogginess occasionally when you walk into a specific room with certain lighting. So, for me personally, it just doesn't bother me that much because I've gotten so much benefit, and I was literally blind before. One other thing I have to mention is I don't have that nearsighted vision that I had before, where I could see something this close. I could literally put something right next to my eyeball and I could see it before, and I don't have that anymore. So that may never come back, but before, that's all I had, and I couldn't see anything else. So now I can see everything else, and that's the one thing I've lost. But it's not something where I can't see. Like, the phone is right in front of me right now, and I can see it. So if I move it really close, yeah, it's a little uncomfortable. I kind of have to move it back. And that might even be partly related to aging, although I'm not 40 yet, hopefully not for a while, but it's like that could be something like related to that. So things that are super close might be uncomfortable. For example, don't get the surgery if this is going to drive you crazy, because I was like installing like a screw in a lamp, and I was against the wall. So I was a little too close, and I can't move back because there's a wall behind me, and I couldn't see that clearly because it was so close to me. So I had to kind of like guess a little. So things like that, if you're doing a lot of handiwork or things where you're going to be in tight spaces and you can't move back, that's another point. Then you might not want to get the surgery done then, if it's going to affect your close vision to a point where you can't handle it. For me, I rarely do that sort of thing. So if I'm doing that one time, it's all right. Yeah, I can have somebody else help me with that. Not a big deal. So far, so good. So I hope that's helpful. And if you have any questions, I'll try to answer in the comments. But yeah, it's been really great. So I just love it. And I'm really excited to enjoy, swimming and other things without glasses and contacts. Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot. Bye.